This is David Gray, Mandan, North Dakota. Today is March 1st, 2023. My research paper, The Politics of Catholic Identity and Allegiance to the Patriot Cause at the Time of the American Revolution, investigated the politics of Catholic identity and allegiance to the Patriot Cause. Attitudes of Protestant opinion on Catholic colonists were examined, and the transmogrification of anti Catholic sentiment that ultimately worked to accept Catholic colonists as patriots into the ranks of the Continental Army and the state militias. My review of the literature on the subject of anti Catholicism at the time of the American Revolution indicates Protestant patriot leaders and the patriot rank and file over time differentiated between the specter of popery and hatred and fear of Catholicism. Um, uh, Many, though not all, Catholics identified with the Patriot cause. However, most eventually trusted and accepted community and soldiers by the Protestant majority. Catholics had turned out large numbers for the Patriot cause, often were from Maryland, many of whom, who had essentially, like their Protestant neighbors, been in training for self government and American citizenship for many years. In contrast, German Catholics in Pennsylvania were more recent arrivals, and many were loyalists but kept a low profile. What factors influenced acceptance of Catholics in revolutionary America as military and political partners in the Patriot cause and the war against Britain? Historian Mara Jane Forelli observed that men who were proposing and implementing anti Catholic legislation were also married to Catholics and descended from Catholics. They owned land with Catholics, entered into business partnerships with Catholics, and sometimes even attended religious services that were conducted by Catholic priests because so few Anglican ministers were willing to travel to North America. Anti Catholicism in the colonies was really a fear of Catholicism and was not necessarily a fear of actual Catholics. By the time of the American Revolution, she further explained there was kind of a melting of hostility to Catholics in the years leading to the Revolutionary period. I found this interpretation of the transformation of Protestant hostility to a reluctant tolerance toward Catholics in the Patriot cause and American polity, because Catholics, quite simply, by and large, were good neighbors, family members in many situations, and good citizens that helped to fill the ranks of the Continental Army and the state militias. The significance of eventual acceptance of Catholics as soldiers and citizens during the American Revolutionary War paved the way for legal and civil rights for Catholics in America as provided by the U.S. Constitution and the various states. The shared experience of war and sacrifice by patriot Protestants and Catholics fostered tolerance of Catholics to such an extent that appointment of an American priest as the first Roman Catholic bishop for the United States in 1789 was accepted. Consequently, for the first time in American history, Catholics living in the United States had guarantees of legal and civil rights and a bona fide Roman Catholic bishop to lead their church. Thank you for your attention.